YouTube. I'd like to tell you a story that really messed me up. You know, this happened in Farmington, but I want to give a little background first. When I was at the walls, I had guys that had my back, and I had theirs. You know, and sometimes if you got in a fight with more than one person, somebody you wouldn't even know would come up and help you. You know, and that's, you know, especially if it was white on black or whatever. And but one time in Farmington, there was a lot of us from the walls that were there called that like a daycare. You know, it was just a softer camp. Not that I was complaining, because there was a lot less violence, you know. So a lot of guys would come there and they'd see that they wasn't getting very many problems, so they'd form little groups and they'd gang up on people. And there was this group of 4, 2 Vietnamese, or maybe 3 Vietnamese, and no, it was 2 Vietnamese and 2 whites, and one white was a little bitty white dude that wanted to be important, and he really wasn't. And they would jump people. Well, one day, coming back from chow, I looked ahead. You know, I'm headed towards my housing unit. There's this walk that they make you walk on, and I see him jumping this white dude. They hadn't jumped him yet, but they was getting ready to. You know, and he was, you know, he was, looked like he was ready to go. You know, ready to fight. So I said, man, I'm tired of this shit. So I ran up there. I didn't know at the time that there was a gay guy behind me that was tired of the shit too. So I ran up there to help the dude, and this gay guy goes rushing past me, and he just attacks one of them. And so the fight was on, except the guy that we went to help turned and ran. And he ran to the housing unit. In fact, he told the guards, I was told later. So it had been raining, it was muddy, and we're fighting, and we're on the ground, and all kinds. And so the rest of us kind of broke up, except for this gay guy and this white dude, this little white dude that thought he was something important. The gay guy was beating the shit out of him. And anybody who says that all those gays are punks, they got a mistake. They're mistaken. I've seen plenty of them in there that will fight, plenty of them that will stab you. They're not all, you know, soft. A lot of them are, but not all of them. But anyway, there was a crowd there had gathered and kind of watching. So some of us, well, one went to the housing unit. I just kind of tried to blend into the crowd. I knew it wasn't going to work. I mean, I had mud on me, and I wasn't hurt any. If anything, we didn't do bad against 4 people. And I think I had like a little bruise on my forehead or something. But this guard comes up to me and says, "Cuff up." And that's another thing. Why do they tell you to cuff up when they're the ones putting the cuffs on you? You know? And anyway, so they cuff us up, and they take us all to the hole. Well, they take us to medical first. Anytime you're in a fight, whether you're hurt or not, they take you to medical. And they take us to the hole. And this guy goes back to his housing unit, and everybody in the housing unit is on him. You know, you're a piece of shit, leaving them guys like that. And they said, he said, man, I had a visit coming that weekend. And they said, well, we're going to see what they say when they get out. And depending on what they say, you know, you're out of the housing unit. And so down in the hole, we all had to sign a paper saying that we wouldn't fight one another. You know, that they was over with. So that was the only way they was going to let us out of the hole. So and they called me off to the side. I don't know if they did any of the others this way or not, but they said, look, we know you have friends, partners, whatever you want to call them here. If any of those guys you got into it with get attacked, you know, we're locking you up. I said, that's not really fair, because they could get into it with somebody else and you're going to blame me. And they said, well, you better hope they don't. Anyway, so we get out, and they put me back in the same housing unit, and they put two of the other guys in the same housing unit. And these people came up to me and said, you know, that was a good thing you did, you know. And we, you know, they're just going around bullying people. But they said, dude is saying that he ran off because he had a visit. And I said, I don't care, you know. I said, if we hadn't helped him, he wouldn't have got his visit anyway, because he got his ass whooped. And so he comes up to me. I said, I don't even want to talk to you, man. Get out of my face. And at that time, one of the Vietnamese guys comes up to me and said, hey, man, is this squashed? You know, is this over with? I said, yeah. I said, man, just don't be going around jumping people, man. And they said, you guys are jumping people for no reason. They said, well, they said, you're kind of right, but said in this case we had a reason. He said he was calling us racial names. Whether that's true or not, they just wanted an excuse to jump somebody. That's all it was. But anyway, I said, yeah, I said, it'd be on again if you do it again, you know, especially if it's somebody, a partner of mine. But then he says, what are we going to do about this guy, you know? And I said, he's lame, you know? And he said, I'm not soft. I just had a visit that weekend. I didn't want to lose my visit. Anyway, long story short, a lot of people in the housing unit just told him he had to leave, you know? So he left, you know. I don't know if he checked in or whatever, but he left the housing unit, you know. And probably went to PC for a little while, but I don't understand, you know. If I was being jumped like that, and people that I really didn't even mess with came up there to help me, you know, I ain't running, you know. Visit or not, that was just an excuse. He just didn't want to fight, you know. I mean, you're going to lose your visits sometimes in prison, you know. You're going to lose your privileges sometimes in prison, but you got to stand up for yourself, you know. It's worse on you if you don't. That's what I'm trying to say. You just can't let people run over you. So that was my story today, and I hope you guys liked the video, and subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell and share this video. And thank you very much.